going on? I'm Jay Kitts, and I'm answering Hot T's 9 questions. Question 1. Tell me about the first celebrity you produced and how you guys met initially. So the first celebrity I produced was Nicki Minaj, but at the time she wasn't yet a celebrity. She had just moved down to Atlanta from Queens, and she was looking for a recording engineer. So I produced a couple tracks with her, but technically I was recording all of her music as her engineer. And so we worked on her Beam Me Up Scotty mixtape. And we had a really good working relationship. She was really cool, really kind, and she went on to do exactly all the things she said she was going to do. Question 2, did you produce the whole album for the artist or just songs? And can you name the songs and albums and artists and relations? And so again, technically I wasn't producing her album, I was her engineer, so I recorded all of her vocals for maybe half of her mixtape. And so technically I didn't produce the whole album, I was actually, again, her engineer, and I helped record about half of the mixtape. Question 3, what is your philosophy as a producer? Do you have a signature sound, or do you shape a beat around an artist? So I love this question because I love diving into how we think and our philosophy and what we do. And so my philosophy as a producer is always picking out quality elements, just like a chef will pick out quality ingredients for the meals they cook. I'm the same way when it comes to drums and the instrumentation that I use. And to answer the second part of the question, yes, I do like to shape the beat around the artist because at the end of the day, it's their vision, and I'm here to just serve that to the best of my abilities so that we can fulfill that goal better than they thought. Question 4, how many provisions do you allow, if any? I know it could be annoying. As far as it comes with like provisions and revisions, I allow as many as it takes because at the end of the day, it's both our work, and I try to make sure that everything we do is the same quality. And the way you get the most out of it is to really just build a solid relationship at the door by inviting truth and being able to be honest and transparent, being able to say no, or having constructive criticism really makes the process at the end much smoother because you've introduced that at the door. I try to make sure that everything we do is the same quality. And the way you get the most out of it is to really just build a solid relationship at the door by inviting truth and being able to be honest and transparent, being able to say no, or having constructive criticism really makes the process at the end much smoother because you've introduced that at the door. And I won't say it's annoying. You may have a client sometimes that may not understand your expertise or trust you in that way. I would say probably that's the most that I deal with that can kind of like get under my skin. But other than that, I always try to give everybody the same type of service. Question 5, have you ever had terms of agreement change on you? And if so, how did you handle it? I'll say that I've never had terms of agreement change once the agreement was solidified. Shout out to my attorney. I have the best in the game as well. That also really helps. I have in fact had terms change like right before I signed a producer agreement or something to that nature. And it happens. That's the thing. Business has an ebb and flow, and depending on the situation, who you're working with, or whatever climate of, whatever's happening, you just have to prepare for all of those things that can come up out of nowhere. And which is why you always have to continue to work and have many things going on in between taking on these projects and signing these contracts. So question 6, what are your strongest qualities as a producer? I would say my strongest quality is being a good listener. That's what helped me learn how to do what I do. Listening to music is what helped me to hone my craft, and also being a good listener to like mentorship and some of the, great producers and engineers, executives that have helped me along the way, taking heed to their wisdom, and also just listening to my clients, seeing what their needs are, and always making sure that I'm helping to fulfill that. Question 7, I knew this was coming. What are your weakest qualities as a producer? My weakest quality, I think at one point it was not putting out the music that I had created for myself. And I'm getting better at that. I'm getting more consistent with putting that out. Like I said, I have some new music out now. My project Recline is the latest thing that I've dropped. It's my 5th. Their wisdom, and also just listening to my clients, seeing what their needs are, and always making sure that I'm helping to fulfill that. Question 7, I knew this was coming. What are your weakest qualities as a producer. My weakest quality, I think at one point it was not putting out the music that I had created for myself. And I'm getting better at that. I'm getting more consistent with putting that out. Like I said, I have some new music out now. My project Recline is the latest thing that I've dropped. It's my 5th project. And I just want to continue doing that. I think we're in a world of more independency for creatives, especially in music. And so I want to take advantage of this time and be able to share the world the light that I have in the music that I make. Question number 8, why do you feel like Pro Tools is the best? So I've been using Pro Tools since 2005. It's my go-to. When I had it, I didn't consider it the best at the time. I didn't even know what was considered the best. But as I've worked within Pro Tools for so many years, I've discovered that it was indeed the industry standard for recording, mixing, and mastering. But I also produce in it. And producing, making beats in Pro Tools is a rare quality for a producer. Most producers don't use Pro Tools, but I do. And why it's the best for me is because I can also record, mix, and master and produce. So I can cover my entire composition in one unit, which allows me to be very compatible with all of the major studios and major engineers that also carry Pro Tools on their system. So for me, it's just the best because it's been around, it's proven, and it allows me to do everything at the highest level. And the last question, number 9, will you be holding more Zoom sessions on Pro Tools in the future? Yes, indeed, I will be. I do have a small community of producers that I help teach and instruct, and I'm also on YouTube. I do a lot of content there where I go live and I show people how to use my Pro Tools production template. I give tips. I make beats live, and I also like to interact with those who are willing to learn or want to learn more about Pro Tools, about music production, and just how to further their careers and their journey in music. So you can definitely check me out there on YouTube, where I stream live every other week or so.